Good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to Hospitality Insights. My name is Sam Erik Ruttman. I'm very happy to welcome you here. This is a show that we talk about hospitality and tourism and also restaurants and bars, anything that relates to hospitality. I have the opportunity to meet with industry leaders from around the world for them to share what are the burning topics that are affecting themselves and also their industry. But of course, as we know, we have had the tourism and hospitality has been devastated due to the pandemic. But whilst the vaccinations are being rolling out around the world, this also is promise of better things to come from people having more confidence and planning their trips for their holidays. Here in the North Europe, already people are booking not for the summer, because that's going to be mainly for domestic travel, but for overseas travel and long-haul travel. You will see that in the autumn and particularly for the winter season. And so this shows that many of what we call the leisure destinations where people are going holidays are picking up on bookings, and many of the tour operators that are offering these tours are already busy as ever. So based on the calls that I have made with the industry leaders in this travel agency, they say that people are really booking actively, taking a risk that they believe that it will be safe for them to travel in the winter again. Now, in today's show, first of all, I'd like to thank the partnership that I have for this Hospitality Insights, Winning.Training, and also the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation, Malta Hotels and Restaurants Association, Visit Malta, and Ministry of Tourism of Consumer Protection in Malta, who are also featuring us on their Facebook page. And so the members in Malta hotels and restaurants will have an opportunity to view our show. And I'm very happy to have a discussion today with one of my special guests who is from Slovenia, and it's Rudi Medved. And I had opportunity to discuss with Rudi and the team who are working on this very interesting project called Locals from Zero and Tourism from Zero, and I was curious what it all meant. And so let me bring in Rudi so we can start our discussion.
Hello, Sam Erik.
Yes, hello, Rudi, and a warm welcome. Rudi, who many people know already, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to give a brief introduction about Rudi. He's as I mentioned, the team leader for Locals from Zero, and a very active podcaster. So if you're listening to podcasts, definitely listen to the Tourism from Zero. And he's now actively involved at the Faculty of Tourism, the Studies Turistica in Slovenia, at the Smart Desk project. So warm welcome, Rudi.
Hi, thank you for the invitation, and hello to everyone who's watching. We're really happy to be here to discuss tourism, hospitality with you.
Very good. So could you first of all share a little bit about yourself? What are your activities, and so people know a little bit more about Rudi?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I come from Slovenia, really from a small town called Trbovlje. Maybe some of you know it because it's the city of the highest chimney in Europe. It's been very famous recently because Red Bull has made a video out of this chimney. I come from here, and I've basically my last 6 years I have let's say been in the tourism industry as a scholar. Of course, started as a bachelor on the Turistica faculty in Portorož, then went to the master program at the same faculty, again tourism. I have been really working in tourism since the first year of my faculty. It was very interesting for me, coming to the coast from inlands, from Trbovlje to Portorož, and then of course being able to work everywhere basically in tourism. As it's a hospitality show, I have to say that I worked also in the five-star hotel called Bernardin, Grand Hotel Bernardin. Worked there for 3 years, so I had have really amazing memories from the working in the hotel. It's very exciting for especially for a young student, of course. So yeah, that's in brief about me. I also am very active, like in most projects, in the community projects. Also a very active person. Sports is my big passion, and reading books. Yeah, that's the two most important things right now, like hobby wise.
Very good. Now, what from those years or the time that you worked in the industry, what was the spark that triggered you to stay in the industry? What fascinated you, or what fascinates you with tourism?
Yeah, I think I've been thinking about this lately, and I think it's basically that tourism is connected to everything. It's like when you work in tourism, you cannot see like this. You have to be very wide, and I think tourism is such a wide industry. You cannot be limited, and that's okay with me. That's great with me because I'm still, finding what interests me the most. So tourism it's like you can be then active in many other fields. Tourism because it connects to everything. You can basically learn a lot of different things like from culture, history, technology. It's like I mean it's a really broad field, so that's why I love it,
Good.
and it's
Now,
never boring.
you are right. There's never a dull moment when you are in the
No.
industry. And I mean, Slovenia has such a great history as a one of the countries in the Central Europe that has a long history of influences from different parts of the world, and also culturally, and it's considered to be one of the most sustainable because tourism is not a major economic driver like it may be for certain countries. So you have able to keep the what you're offering in a very sustainable manner. Could you share a little bit about the approach and the attitude that you have in Slovenia towards tourism?
Yeah, I'm really proud that we can call Slovenia like a first sustainable country. I mean, to me, it's amazing that we are because we are really a boutique country and we cannot do mass tourism. It's basically even if you wanted to, not it's not really we couldn't sustain it for long, and so I think it's the ideal country for boutique sustainable tourism. And because it's small, it's easy to make some change, make positive change, and of course negative. But recently, I think we had some really positive approaches by the Slovenian Tourism Board, especially in of course, the sustainability. I think more and more stakeholders, even local, started to realize what sustainability really is. It's not just the ecological part, but also the social and the economic sustainability. So I think that process is really slowly um, going further. And I think we've made really some big improvements. Like Slovenia has been recognized really in all the global magazines as the most sustainable, most boutique country. Destinations like Bohinj, Bled, Ljubljana, Piran have been really the first point of some tourists. And of course, we have many other things to offer. And I think we are really slowly getting to the real boutiqueness, to the boutique destination,
Yeah,
boutique
I mean,
sustainable.
what I read was that Condé Nast has Condé Nast Travel is that Slovenia is the one of the best destination for sustainable travel in 2021. But also the British Guild of Travel Writers, which I'm quite familiar with, they have also awarded Slovenia for this. So there is so you're getting a lot of recognition, and it's a buzzword. It's not the buzzword, maybe that's the wrong word to call it, but the people are appreciating sustainable efforts, and because our tourism is known for not being very sustainable. It has been degrading the environment and so on. So, but saying that you are like a boutique approach to tourism, meaning that's kind of very individual, it has also some challenges, I'm sure, that how to get those service providers that are they are masters in their artisan masters, but they are not. They are hidden gems that you like to somehow bring to the surface and to give them some opportunity to showcase their, and also those people who are traveling for this particular purpose, who are enjoying experiencing new things in their life, and they have heard about Slovenia. And somehow what attracted me of what you are doing is that you have this almost like a grassroots activity to reach those small service providers and help them out to get them sort of well known. So could you talk a little bit about this Locals from Zero, for instance, or how you like to approach this topic?
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned it. In Slovenia, we have really a lot of small boutique providers. In Slovenia, there are mostly rural areas. We do not have big cities. The only big city is Ljubljana, let's say, it's with 200,000 inhabitants, which is in European measures not really a huge city. Yeah, it's really a rural destination. We have a lot of forests, countrysides, and of course, in those communities, in those small cities, villages, we have a lot of passionate small providers. And of course, those providers are often, like we talked before, it's difficult to somehow find them, even for us, for locals. So, who even I, with the small city I live in, I do not know every local provider, or I'm getting slowly to know them. Because they're meant to be hidden, because they are authentic. If they were to be found by everyone, then they weren't so interesting, authentic anymore. So it's good that it's hard, and that's the challenge we are working with Locals from Zero. Yes, because even before the pandemic in 2019, through our study program on our faculty, Studio Turistica, we have been visiting good cases of providers in the whole Slovenia. We were on trips many times, doing we call them studio dates, would be a literate translation. We go with students and we debate at some location. We visit providers, and we saw there are many really interesting local providers who are just not visible, to the tourist when he comes. They're not the first thing that he sees or that he hears about. So it's very difficult to find them. If you right now came to Slovenia and wanted to see those providers, you would have to ask someone, let's say me, and I will tell you. It's word of mouth. It's not. It's very difficult to find them online, especially online, of course. And so yeah, that's the reason we went to this project, to Locals from Zero, because we from the tourist side, we see that they really want the local authentic experiences. So to really visit and see the life that these locals live, not the just because it's staged for tourists, but really how they live.
Yeah.
Like a lot of farm chores, or mostly farm chores, or some traditions that have been passed on to them hundreds of years ago, and they're still going further with these traditions. But of course, because they are so remote and mostly they are not digitally skilled, they're not present online, and you cannot find them. And really, only the true locals who live there, they know them, and that's the specialty of our, let's say, marketplace, which is Locals from Zero, and our supportive environment, because we have implemented a new layer called Scouts. Scouts are the people from the local environments like me, who know their region, their cities, and then they find those providers and help them become visible online on our marketplace, Locals from Zero. So they help them if it's necessary with translation of because the website is in English, the translation of the copywriting, the text to be visible, the promotional text. They help them with pictures, and so their product, their experience becomes visible. We have cases that their experience has been visible for the first time online because they do not have a website, they do not have social media. So really, we make it possible for them to be visible and also bookable online. Our current, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
could you give examples of, for those who don't fully familiar of the kind of uh, service providers there are, or what are activities that you can, if you're coming first time to Slovenia and hook up with you guys, what are the things that you would have a chance to experience? Just some examples of that you are that is part of your the scouts or model, and what the scouts are finding out for you.
Mhm. Yeah, so I would mention like a couple of really which come to mind. The first, we have a shoemaker in let's say central part of Slovenia. He has been basically his grandfather has started making shoes, let's say many years ago, and he then picked up this tradition and wants to continue it. It's making shoes with only with hands, handcrafted shoes, very special shoes, very expensive shoes as well. And it's a process. I think he's the only one, or there are only two people in Slovenia who are still making shoes this way. And he shows you the process of making shoes. We have been there, we have visited him because we want to visit all our providers, so we see what they're about. And he just basically he shows you all the process. How he starts with measuring your foot, and how he makes the first model, test model, and then he really tells you all about this process and his passion. That's very important because our providers mostly have a passion for something and they share that passion with you. So that's one amazing case of a provider that we found that even well, most of us we are from Slovenia, but we didn't know about this process, this person who does this.
And
And
how do you then set up, for instance, the cooperation with them? Just setting up some goals, or what are the? How do you go about to encourage them to get part of to join this, and what is in there in that for them, and what is in there for you?
yeah, of course, for them, firstly, like I mentioned, they it's the first time they most of them become visible, and of course, their experience becomes bookable online because okay, maybe they have their presence on their website or the website of DMO, their DMO, but most of these DMOs or websites do not offer a booking platform. You can see the experience, but to book it, you have to call that information center or write them an email. So what we are solving with this, we are making a booking platform where you as a tourist can really book this instantly. And what is also added value, because we have these scouts I mentioned, scouts really help them with the whole process because some of them also do not speak English. So scouts have to translate the texts, put them in like a more sexy form, if I say, that is attractive online. And of course, they take care about the booking process. So the scouts are the connection between tourists and the provider. So the provider really gets a helping hand, let's say. Uh, that's added value for him and for us, of course. Uh, we really want to stay a platform only for boutique providers. So each boutique provider is very special to us, and I think it's a really amazing added value to have only those special boutique providers.
And scouts do you have? There must be all over Slovenia then, because there's many, many villages and many places.
Yeah, currently we have a little bit more than 40 experiences
Oh,
of, let's say, 20 something scouts. But of course, we are every day we are receiving we are gaining new scouts or new providers, new people that really want to join us, want to join our cause because they see it as really positive. Especially, we have seen a big interest in students of our faculty, students of tourism, especially, because last year during the pandemic, most of them, even me, didn't get the opportunity to work anywhere because everything was closed.
Yeah.
Tourism was closed. And when we started this initiative, suddenly a lot of students just wanted to be a part of it. They didn't basically they saw this as a way to be active in tourism and also help their local environment, because all of us were, as you know, at home, in quarantine. So we basically, it was positive that we had to explore our local environments, and then we saw how many hidden gems do we have, and that we want to present them to the wider public.
Now, this is a very excellent concept that you have developed. Now, where is it available? Only in Slovenia, or are you also expanding this somehow, this cooperation with some other places?
Yeah, currently we really want to set this up in Slovenia and see how this model works on the field. Because last year, we were really setting this up, and then in autumn, COVID came again, and we again couldn't go to the field. But now this summer, we really want to launch, because we are how to say, we are making a new platform. This one that you will see on our link is a beta version. Shortly, we will release the new version where everything will be different and improved. And then we plan to go live in Slovenia. We have had contacts with the other countries like Croatia, Montenegro, Austria. But really, we want to start our model first in Slovenia, like scale small at the beginning. We really want to go like a lean startup. So then, of course, we have been in contact with other countries that we got confirmation from them that this model is also needed everywhere. I mean,
Very good. I
in
think
every
this is going to be very
country.
excellent for Malta, for instance.
Yeah, I think it can be interesting for many countries.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
What is the website, or where? Because I can put this on the screen. Where to find you? I mean, the website. Where
It's
could they go?
localsfromzero.org.
Sorry, say again.
Localsfromzero.org.
Okay, we will put that.
Great.
localsfromzero.org. So I will put this here on the screen. So
That's it.
Now here we can see it.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a beta version, our minimum viable product, because we had to start somewhere. And then when we started with this beta version, we got the confirmation from a lot of providers, tourism experts, that this is really the right way. And because last year we conducted more than 20 educational workshops for local tourism destinations providers. And through them, we really got the confirmation that they need us like a supportive environment, a scout, let's say, to help them. So now we are building a new version of this platform that will be like any other platform. You will be able to book everything online. It will be really a special platform.
Very good. So thank you for that. And now we have also posted the Locals from Zero website here on the screen for anyone and everyone who is interested to learn more about this detail. One of the things I would like to know that our world will be changing more in the next 10 years than in the previous 100 years. There was a prediction done by a futurist. His name is Gerd Leonhard. What do you see the kind of change? What changes do you see is possibly happening in the next 10 years, which is relating now to the activities you are involved in?
Yeah, good question. And I have been just reading the book about really author Harari, who you maybe know. He's really writing about this, such things. And so I'm thinking about this a lot right now. And I think I won't say anything new, that the technology will really shape everything, and not like we've seen now, but I think it will be times 5, times 10, how it will transform everything, our lives. So yeah, I think it will accelerate everything. How we live, how we think, how we do everything will be um, really determined by technology.
Yeah.
I think it will be a big problem to adapt to most people, because even now some, like I said, our providers, or not just local providers, even bigger companies, as you probably know, some hotels that are still resisting this digital world, which for some it's positive, because if you go the other way, then it's maybe it can be a positive force, like a digital free detox. That will be also a big trend, I think we will see in the next couple of years. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I think this digital transformation is affecting everyone, and of course, because this is now ongoing, and there are things that we don't pay attention to, and then when it happens enough in front of us, then after a moment we take it for granted how we can use a mobile device is a solution for us to find anything and everything we need, and particularly now the pandemic somehow accelerated some technology advancement which was available, but the hotels, being has some resistance, had no other choice. And more importantly, now when the customer is expecting certain things, then they have no other choice than to make sure it does not take away the personal attention between two persons or something like that. But I think one of the huge benefits is that the data, how you can use the data to customize an experience, and particularly if you have a lot of data about what's going on in Slovenia by the small service providers, that also gives an opportunity to customize an experience for someone who's I want to get the best honey in Slovenia. I want to experience the most beautiful waterfall, or there are certain things, or medical herbs, or special healthy teas. So those are things that people want to. They want to also have a sustainable life, and those are the things that people are asking for. So, but how to reach those people who specifically want to have one particular kind of mountain honey only works if you have enough data available that you can reach those people, and that's where all this artificial intelligence and all this seems to be a perfect tool for it, and it doesn't take over things.
Exactly. We've been really talking a lot about in our team on subjects like blockchain and NFTs, and we're really preparing also an event as students of the faculty will organize the future technologies in tourism, blockchain, NFTs, and similar, how it can transform and how it can be also beneficial for the tourism industry. I don't know if you heard, but I've just stumbled upon a project called Open Vino. It's from Argentina. It's a guy who is using blockchain really to make his winery, his products, his wine open for public. So it's a blockchain concept of selling wine. You can post the link if you want. It's really interesting and mind-blowing what he's doing also for a couple of years now. It's not a new thing, but he's really innovative, I can see, and I think this will go further.
Absolutely. I'd like to know more about this. I mean, I'm interested in the blockchain, and also the potential democratization of smart contracts, and I have looked at it from the hospitality point of view, where you are even financing of a hotel. You can use the tokenization of finance a hotel, and where you don't you only buy maybe a portion of a hotel. You don't have to buy a minor equity or major equity, but just if you want to buy a room, or you want to buy a small share, or you have 25% of the hotel asset, but you only want to sell 10%. It's possible if you have this technology. It's very slow at the moment, the blockchain, but I think that everything is accelerating as we speak, and they are getting much better in how to handle the wasted heat that is coming from those computers. To, in fact, I read somewhere that there's somewhere where they are going to use this energy of the wasted energy heat to heat up some buildings also in the winter, in the summer in Finland.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it happens around us all the time.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
yeah. My next question is, what does the 4 Ps, people, planet, purpose, and prosperity, mean to you?
Oh, okay. So the people, I have to say, I mean, the people I think we've seen now in the pandemic how important it is to be connected with people. Um, and we have seen how it's possible also to be connected like this online. It's not the same, of course, but I think we have managed, like I can say in general, to be connected and to stay connected with people. And also, if you talk about tourism, of course, people are the main. People are tourism. Tourism are people, so we cannot go past that. Even with all this technology, still the people, when you go to someone and he explains his process, how he's doing something, how he's passionate about something, that's special, and that's not something that I think we can change in the near future.
Very
The
good.
other was planet.
Planet, purpose, and
Planet.
prosperity.
Planet, we do not give enough emphasis on our planet to keep it as it is, or even better, not just as it is. So I think we will have to a bit reconsider our approach to the planet.
Yes. Yeah. And then purpose.
Purpose, meaning of life, purpose, being happy, being who you are. And, yeah, I think that's the purpose.
Good, good. And how about the prosperity?
Prosperity, not just wealth, not just physical, but also, to me, it's prosperity like, yeah, I think it's connected with purpose, to find your purpose, and not just the financial prosperity type.
Yeah. Very good. Now, if you look back now to 2020, what has been your biggest personal accomplishment in your view? What has been different than ever before?
Well, 2020 was very positive for me, actually, because when the pandemic started, we started this initiative. I connected with all these people who think alike, our team, and that was really the most positive thing, I think, to connect to those like-minded people and to open some new doors for me.
Very good. And then finally, what have you learned about yourself during the pandemic?
That I like reading books.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I really had time to to think about, to learn something new, and I started listening to all these podcasts and even making my own podcast with Tourism from Zero. So really just learning, because I have finished the faculty, the masters. I mean, I'm writing my master's degree, but the classes are finished. And then you suddenly have to learn yourself. You don't have the college part anymore, the education system, but you have to find ways to study. I think I don't have a problem with that, because I really absorb podcasts, books, videos, everything. So
Very good. Yeah, I think this is also this pandemic period has in many ways. In one way, we have got closer to many people, even though it has to be in a virtual format. But I found that I have been connecting with more people than ever before, because there was no chance to meet to travel and so on. So you take but the best out of what you have at the moment, to make the best out of it.
Yeah, like we connected right now. I mean, I don't think this would happen if there wasn't this option, to be connected digitally. we would have to go or me to Finland or you to Slovenia.
Yeah. Well, I think that Slovenia is very attractive now. I've been catching up a little bit more about all the beauty and these are it's definitely a must place, and it's not very far away from if you're in Europe, it's not very far from anywhere. So it's close enough. So and it gave me a good chance to get to know you, and also we are having another episode in a week's time. We will continue our discussion about this very interesting topic. So any final words? What you want to share? Maybe what you have learned about yourself during the pandemic? Anything particular that that was maybe didn't think about before?
Oh, yeah, I've learned really a lot. I mean, I'm learning every day when we are doing these projects, when I'm talking to these people. Yeah, I've learned I can do many things if I just I'm passionate enough. I think that's true for everyone, and I would tell everyone to just take every opportunity you have. And yeah, I mean, it's the pandemic has been actually an opportunity for me and for us. I think our team to come together and do these projects that we are doing.
That's very good. So it's very positive in that sense. Well, Rudy, thank you very much for this time we have spent together, and I definitely have learned a lot about what you're doing, and so have our viewers. I don't see any comments at the moment, but I think I'd like to thank you, and I look forward to continue the discussion in the future again with you. So with these final words, I will close this episode. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Samerik, and thank you, everyone.
So I'd like to thank, first of all, now everyone who has joined our broadcast today, and also more importantly, I'd like to thank our partnerships who are Mediterranean Tourism Foundation, Malta Hotels and Restaurant Association, and Visit Malta, and Ministry of Tourism and Consumer Protection of Malta, and Winning Training. So if you look here at below, you will see a number of videos coming up for the YouTube viewers. So at that time you will have a chance to see what other things that we've been talking about. So I look forward to seeing you very soon. So thanks again.